and welcome to the Dead Pure... Are you done?
Yeah.
Hello and welcome to the Dead Pure podcast. My name's Sean and joining me today is the one and only Lukas Petridis, the Macedonian Marvel, the Greek Freak too. Lukas!
Yes, happy to be here, Sean.
Yeah, thanks for coming on. Do you have any funny stories before we get into the depths of the playoffs?
I don't have any funny stories, but I was on the internet quite a lot today. And yeah. I ended up using AI for the third and fourth time in my life. Inadvertently, TBF, but nevertheless, I have used it for the third and fourth time, and it might even happen, might even come in handy on this podcast. But maybe should we talk about the fact that we got a new show that's going to maybe start tomorrow?
True, yeah.
Well, just
go.
Keep your ears peeled. Going to start like a Wizards beat sort of pod. Sorry, a Washington beat sort of pod for both the Wizards and the Mystics. Mm-hmm. And that'll be on the feed soon. I think that's it.
Yeah. I mean, it's extremely self-explanatory. I just want to say how funny the timing is. You messaged me about this right after you got the number one overall pick. We're just very briefly, who do you want your Wizards to draft?
Now, I just want to say first and foremost that didn't play a part in me starting this pod. I always thought it'd be good to have a beat pod. I just always thought that. I feel like I mentioned it to you about the Warriors a couple times.
Go.
Well, then I was like, what better time than like the Wizards have so many interesting things that could happen. Who knows how long Trae Young and Anthony Davis stay on the team, and like there's just so many things that could come from that. And then also having a first overall pick, like that's so cool. I know that's how cool that is. Like it's so different than having a second through fourth or fifth, sixth pick. Like number one is like you get your pick of the crop.
Yeah.
And you say who would I want?
Yeah.
I think from what I have no fucking clue, bro. I got no clue about what's happening in the draft.
This is your Wizards garbatory.
But like all I can make in a summation is off of what everyone else is saying.
Yeah.
And the strongest trend seems to be that AJ DeBanza is number one. And the prospect of picking Darren Peterson is kind of scary to me.
Yeah.
Because like, when was the last time a player that had like that many questions
straight up red flags, not even questions.
In year -1.
Yeah.
Did it turn out to be good?
Yeah.
Someone pointed out Jalen Johnson. And it's like, all right, that's once.
Yeah. Well, I was going to ask you, if you draft Darren Peterson, do we just blow up the pod and just say it's just a Mystics pod?
Oh, I'm going to stop podcasting.
I've actually started tuning in a bit to the draft. I've been reading quite a few articles, watching a tiny bit of video. I think it's DeBanza all the way. And the Darren Peterson red flags. He had a lower assist to points ratio than Cam Thomas did this past season.
That's wild.
Yeah, and college is a different game, but like they used the other top 4 picks as reference, and it was like they were just normal human beings.
Yeah. There's been a lot of chatter about like should the Wiz trade down, and they're like should they go down to 2? But that also scares me because it's like why stop at 2? Like if we're gonna move out of 1, move to 3 and get. I would prefer Caleb Wilson over Cam Boozer. Yeah. Get one of those guys. Like don't get the guy that is the most likely to kind of fizzle out.
Yeah, and Washington have a few picks in the pipeline. Memphis have a few picks in the pipeline, like the Orlando picks, where it's like that seems like appropriate value. Like a lot of the picks and a lot of the stuff that Utah would have to give you for you to move down to 2 seem a bit too expensive for that jump. But if you can get like 3 Orlando picks and the 3rd pick to jump from 1 to 3, that seems like fair value. There's like 3 picks in the 20s, right?
Yeah. I'm gonna have to do a different first episode now because it was gonna be what should the Wizards do with the first overall pick.
No, you can just flesh that out. Just to give you a peek behind the kimono, and this is such a peek behind the kimono that I don't think even you know about it. So it might actually be taking the kimono off and I happen to be naked underneath. When Dante and I were brainstorming about what to do with the Deep 2 NBA podcast, we were like, well, should we just like keep it like just a solo/not solo Suns and Warriors pod? And just talk about those 2 teams. And Dante's like, no. I was thinking, should we just do that? And he's like, no, we'll just do the whole league. Like, we're going to run out of things to say. I've never run out of things to say about the Golden State Warriors, but probably a fair call to go all NBA.
Yeah. This is back in the day.
This is wow. 7.5 years ago when we
pre-2020.
We were having a coffee at La Trobe Uni, talking about, hey, do you want to do a podcast together?
Yeah. Wow. That's 7 months, 7 years, 1 month and 1 day ago.
Wow, you're really good with numbers and dates.
Yeah.
You're like my friend Russell Crowe in that Oscar-winning film, A Beautiful Mind.
Speaking of numbers and dates, we're either going to talk about a team that's 4-0 or 2-2 right now.
Whoa, haha, he said 2-2. Where do you want to start? Should we, actually, let's just start with the Cavs and the Knicks. New York Knicks, moving on. Do you want to talk about how incredible it is that the Knicks are moving on, or do you want to talk about how incredible it is that the Cavs were swept despite Kenny Atkinson saying they should be up 2-1.
Yeah, analytically they've already won the finals, it seems, for Kenny Atkinson. It sucks when your team has more quotes than like wins.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know, I'm not even thinking about like this is the end of the Cavs season. I'm thinking like, what do the Cavs do now?
Yeah.
Because like the links to LeBron is like shit. Like Mitchell, Harden, LeBron. Then all of your D has to come from two centers. And it's like, what? Maybe Mitchell can be like the good defender next year. I think he probably still has it in him. But there's no way you want to ask Harden or LeBron to do that.
Yeah.
They'll be they'll actually might be a combined 80 years old next year.
Yeah.
They'll be high 70s at least.
Harden will be 37 next year. LeBron will be 42.
Yeah, rather 79. So yeah, I think that the issues with them defensively, if they bring in LeBron, like only get worse.
Yeah, and to bring in LeBron, you said that they need to have these two centers. That was one of the talking points there. If LeBron isn't taking a pay cut, then they need to shed salary in Evan Mobley, which is like, if you're giving up Evan Mobley to bring in LeBron, that's not a fair trade, no matter how you work it. Or give up for practically nothing Max Strus, Dean Wade, and Jared Allen. I think those are all really good contracts that you could give up for nothing, but they're good contracts while you're giving them up for nothing. If LeBron does want to, if he does want to take a pay cut and like come back home and like have one good run with this team, then that's, it'll help. It'll be better than any free agent they can get. Like let's say they go into free agency, they use their taxpayer mid-level exception, and they get like a Luke Cornett type, like that sort of level of role player where it's like awesome in the regular season, situationally doesn't really work. That's why they're available for that price. But this is a really scary time to be a Cavs fan. I don't know, this might even be the beginning of the end. Like Donovan Mitchell has been looking to go elsewhere for a very long time. Funnily enough, it has
since he was in Utah.
Seriously. Well, someone tweeted today, like Jalen Brunson finished Donovan Mitchell in Utah. They sent him packing and they blew it, and because he was playing for Dallas at the time, and they blew up that team. And then he wanted to go to New York. Jalen Brunson ended up going to New York just for timing reasons. And then now he might have blown up a second and maybe final like contending role for Donovan Mitchell. But let's not talk about the Donovan Mitchell sort of trade or off-season movement, because I think we will have plenty of time to talk about that. The Harden extension is the first port of call. Remember how they traded their 25-year-old all-star point guard, Darius Garland, for a 36-year-old, so they could contend now. Harden has a player option next year for, I think, around a number starting with 4.
Yeah.
And he can either just pick that up and go into the season with 1 year left on his deal, or, as Harden always wants to do, he has a $42 million player option, or he can decline that and they can extend him at some number. As mentioned, he's going to be turning 37 years old next year. Yeah. What do you do?
I don't. There's really no maneuverability here for the Cavs, is there? I've unfortunately been listening to the Bill Simmons podcast quite a lot lately, and he's been killing it. I don't know what happens. Apparently 25 years in is when you start to hit your stride. But I can't remember who. I think it was Zach Lowe. I only credit all the good stuff on that pod to Zach Lowe, talking about how you need to have a player on a minimum, a mid-level, or a rookie contract, like starting.
Yeah.
If you want to be contending. Yeah. From here on, and that won't be the case for the Cavs. It's like, is Mobley still on his...
No, he's in the middle of his $270 million extension.
Yeah, there you go. So their books are, as they say, cooked.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's going to be one of those... They have to sell. Like, they have to sell... They can't take back money in a trade.
Yeah.
And they're how do you get better really if you're doing that? Like who are the contracts out there you can trade for? Because like what's Harden going to extend for 2 years for 36 million or something? How much are you really saving?
Like how much? It's just tax dollars at that point. You're not ducking below any apron. It is quite lucky that, like, can you imagine we're talking about like another contender. Let's say we're talking about New York going into the off season. If I said to you, hey, New York are going to get LeBron because he wants to take a discount to come there, you're going to be like, oh my god, that's awesome, because again they could probably just get a Luke Cornett type. So that is good that they're probably going to get the best free agent who's going to join for cheap to a contender. But he, as we said, doesn't swing the needle. He actually has a lot of positional and play style overlap with a lot of their best players already. Sam Merrill is getting paid the mid-level, and like he has been starting from. He has actually been really good. But like I really like Jalen Tyson, but he got played off the court in the regular season. Keon Ellis is also a free agent this year, which he played a lot today in their Game 4 loss. I thought he should have been playing earlier, but for some reason Kenny Atkinson didn't believe so, and I'm sure the numbers back it up, but that was sort of their guy, right? It's like, hey, let's make this trade really like high value proposition. Like they'd already done the DeAndre Hunter trade a year before, and then they just traded with the incredibly stupid Sacramento Kings. Dennis Schroeder was playing real playoff minutes for him and winning them basketball games. So they keep throwing stuff against the wall. They keep actually getting these guys, but the actual core of the team can't do it.
Yeah. How did they get D. Mitch and how did they get D. Mitch?
They traded like 4 picks to the Utah Jazz right after they traded Rudy Gobert.
Oh my god, that's right. Yeah. And then they traded for Harden this last year.
Yeah.
So the asset pool as well probably isn't that deep.
No, and if it is, they don't have incoming picks from other teams. They have only their picks, and they are a regular season juggernaut. Yeah.
I guess was it worth it? Was it worth it to bring in Harden? It actually might be. I mean, like, what is their window kind of seems like right now, like financially, and they definitely, I think losing Garland was just like, that's just going to bite them in the ass. But like, did they give themselves the best chance to win? They probably did. Like, who knows? Like, no one would have been expecting the New York Knicks to become the 5th team in NBA history to go on an 11-game winning streak in the postseason.
And I think they have the record for the highest winning point differential of any playoff team that went further than like one series.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. True. So maybe they like after that Detroit series, they must have been feeling pretty bullish. Like they must have been like, maybe this will all pay off. And as much as weak as the East is comparatively, the Cavs probably did give themselves. Do you reckon they would have had a better chance with Garland?
I think when they traded Garland, he was a huge injury question. And if Garland wasn't going to play basketball, like their backup was Craig Porter Jr. Right. And then they went on to get Dennis Schroeder. I think if Darius Garland was healthy, yes, it would be better. I think offensively, and especially in the playoffs, because Harden is just known as a really bad playoff player. I think he definitely is a better option. But given how injured he was and how injured he had been and how injured he will be in the future, it is a question mark. So it was like, okay, we're getting this guy who we know is going to be healthy, but he's got questions in the playoffs. And right after they got him, they started winning games and it looked good. But I think if they hadn't traded Harden and Darius Garland had just come back, they also would have been winning games because they would have just had a starting point guard. But you bring up Detroit, who did nothing at the deadline. They traded for Kevin Huerter, who didn't play for them at all really until there were multiple injuries. Could you imagine if they did like a Keon Ellis and Dennis Schroeder trade, and then if they just buffed up their roster just a tiny bit, gave up a little bit of value, they'd really win that Game 7, and then they're in the Eastern Conference Finals, and we're saying, oh look, they made it to the Final Four. Whereas what you were sort of alluding to was, well, look, the Cavs made a deep playoff run. Like they can say they've had a conference finals run next to their name, which is like that is success in some form, rather than losing in 7 to the Raptors, which they almost did.
I just went back through the last few years of the Cavs, and they've been above 500 since the 21-22 season, which is actually a little earlier than I thought it would be. In that year, they did have Evan Mobley. He was years of experience. But yeah, because I was thinking like, because you said something at the start. You were like, is something over? Is this like part of the whatever over? And it feels like it just started kinda, because it's like they had the 21-2 and then maybe 3 where they didn't have Donovan Mitchell, and then him coming in felt like, oh cool, here we are. Like this is it for the next little while.
But then they wasted a few years with JV Bickerstaff.
Yeah,
which
true.
The Pistons might be doing right now.
Oh, true.
Yeah.
Is he not gone?
No, he got extended after they beat Orlando in 7 without Franz Wagner.
Damn, he's like the bloody Brad Scott of the NBA.
Yeah, actually, we should have done this at the start. Thoughts on Brad Scott getting fired?
I asked my brother, I said, like, what are your feeling? How are you feeling on the same day you find out Brad Scott gets fired, the Knicks make the finals? And then he just said yin yang. That's the only message he sent me today, actually. Well, must be busy being today.
The Knicks making the finals. What do you reckon?
I like it. Do you like it? It's awesome. I didn't realize how much I was gonna enjoy it. I have in the untitled document. I have a sentence here.
Yeah.
So, for the last 4 months of the season, and potentially for the last 10 years, it's been, the West Finals is the finals.
Yeah, yeah.
And then in the last week, that's gone from that to, do the Knicks have a chance to then, the Knicks might actually win it all? Which I don't think they will, but I'm looking at the other teams that have gone on these 11-game winning streaks. They all made the finals. It would be crazy to go on an 11. It's actually impossible to do that because all of the teams that have
finished in the finals finished their streaks in the finals.
Well, also, yeah, but also this is gonna make me feel looks like Rain Man. But if you go on an 11-game winning streak, it's likely that you make the finals. It's sweep, and then if you're up 3-0, we already know. We already know no team has ever lost that from that position. However, the Lakers in the 89, I mean, who could forget? They lost that final series against the Pistons, but then since then, the Lakers in 01, Spurs in 99, and the Warriors in 2017, they've all gone on to win the finals. And the Spurs might have beat the Knicks the last time the Knicks made the finals. Was it 99?
I don't know.
1999 NBA Finals. Yeah, Knicks Spurs.
Wow.
Could you believe that?
Yeah, well, I couldn't for a second, and then I could.
Yeah.
I still think there's a huge disparity, but the only thing giving me a little bit of pause for, hey, this isn't just whoever's going to win the West, is that the Knicks haven't lost a game since March.
April 23rd.
April 23rd. And by the time they play their next game, there would have been 2 calendar months which they haven't lost a game in, right? Which is pretty cool. They're going to be extremely rested. And you assume that the West Conference Finals is going to go to 7. They're going to have a huge rest advantage, even though OKC swept their first 2 series, or did LeBron? No, LeBron didn't get one.
Sweet.
Does that rest advantage exist? And if it is the Oklahoma City Thunder, then they might not have J-Dub, so it's like an extremely rested, clicking on all cylinders. Mike Brown is a good coach all of a sudden. Knicks against no J-Dub. AJ Mitchell, your favourite basketball player, he actually might be out for the rest of the playoffs as well. He's another one of those hamstring injury guys. You can talk yourself into it, and same with the youth of the Spurs, the youngest Western Conference Finals ever or something. You can talk yourself into that. But I do think there's going to be a huge reality check when all of a sudden they get to the finals, whichever team it may be, and it's it's like whoever comes out of the West is just going to have blood and dirt covering their face, and they've just played one of the highest levels of basketball any of us have ever seen on Earth. And then the Knicks are oh man, we lost a couple of games to Atlanta. I don't think these 2 teams in the West drop a single game to Atlanta. Yeah, it's maybe a different Knicks team that we're used to. But I think they're going to get a real big reality check in Game 1, whether it's the 7'5" Frenchman or just the execution of the Oklahoma City Thunder. And I think the streak will come to an end in Game 1, no matter who they face.
Do you feel who do you feel like they have a better chance against? This is the Knicks.
Yeah.
We're talking about.
I think probably OKC, because I just don't trust the offensive pieces of New York to figure out Wemby, as we've seen the Spurs, as we've seen the Thunder do twice already. Like Shea, after game one, just getting the range and knowing like where to get the screen and then where to pull up and just how to finish. I think he can do that because he's like 6'5" and the greatest offensive player in the world right now, right? I don't think you can have that. You can give that same compliment to Jalen Brunson, who a lot of his scoring is bumping into people and throwing it over him, and like he's excellent at it. He's really good, but he's just a little bit smaller, and physically it's just going to be so much harder for the rest of those players. Like Mikal Bridges is playing incredible right now. He's hitting a lot of bullcrap, but he hasn't hit a lot of bullcrap over Victor Wembanyama. I think
Wemby's 15 inches taller than Brunson.
I think Shea has a lot more. It's not stupid to say, hey, I think Shea's a lot better than Jalen Brunson, and I just think that's going to really stymie what the Knicks try and do. What do you think?
I think you said that you if you're the Knicks you'd prefer OKC. Yeah, I agree. I was thinking about it today. Like the Knicks play so like. When they get the game messy, I feel like they play better. And I feel like they can probably get the game messy in spurts more against OKC than against San Antonio. And if they do get the game messy against San Antonio, I feel like that'll be because of what the Spurs do, rather than the Knicks making the game messy. Because they can make it look really ugly for the Spurs can make it look really ugly for their opponent, and then just get one of the guys that's not Wemby to just run fast breaks. And just keep doing that over and over and over. But I think I definitely I don't know. There's something about the way the Knicks are playing right now that I like. I like their chances against OKC. Especially with OKC likely missing one of the wings, one of the handlers. I just like Cat against Chet and Hartenstein right now. Like Cat
against Hartenstein, I don't think is that good.
Yeah, but like what I have it up. I had it up somewhere. Cat's averaging something like 14 points in the postseason, and he's just fully been a playmaker, and he's like playing some of the most impactful basketball of his life.
Yeah.
What you got the numbers up?
He's averaging 17 and 11 with 4 fouls.
Yeah, well, that's bad. But the assists, it's close to 7. It's 6, but it's
6. It's 6.
6 point?
6. Oh no, 5.9.
5.9, and
he's shooting 57, 49, 90.
Yeah, unbelievable.
Yeah,
seriously unbelievable. But I just think the way he's playmaking in the offense right now kind of nullifies Hartenstein and Chet's strengths.
Yeah, but I think having two of them, because without J-Dub, OG Anunoby should eat, right? Like OG Anunoby, as he has just been shooting over guys, and he's a lot stronger than everyone he's going against. If there's no J-Dub, he's going to continue to be stronger than who he's up against. And then it's like, okay, who's going to win, Alex Caruso or OG Anunoby? That's an interesting matchup because, again, everyone's clicking on all cylinders. I want to stop breaking this down just a little bit because it's 2-2 in the West and we both believe either team will come out of it. But I find the whole Mike Brown of this a bit unbelievable. Like, his offense, the team didn't like it so much that they said, let's go back to a more pick and roll heavy offense. They get in a hole against Atlanta. All of a sudden, Mike Brown's offense comes back to the forefront. Cat's doing a lot of operating from the top of the 3-point line. That little, like, what we thought we would see all the time is like a fake dribble handoff, quick turn into a three. He's back to doing that, but he's actually making passes over the top, not just handoffs.
Yeah.
There were rumors about him getting fired after going down 0-2 against the Hawks or 2-1 against the Hawks.
What, in the middle of the playoffs?
Yeah. There were murmurs about him getting fired, and he could well and truly win the finals.
Yeah, seriously. Yeah, I think we might have bonded over this in the group chat, but talking about Cat when he's not trying to make a flashy pass versus Cat when he is trying to make a flashy pass. Like, one of them is one of the best passing bigs ever. That's when he's not trying to be flashy. And when he is, it's just turnover after turnover, and he's just printing turnovers. But I'm actually just all in on the Knicks. Like, I'm not that I'm saying that they're gonna win it all, but like, I'm like, if the Thunder make it through, I'm like keen to root for the Knicks.
Yeah. Also, coming out of the West, against both good defenses, the teams like they're not shooting too well. Like Landry Shamet being like 11 of 12 or 11 of 13, like. Everyone is clicking on all cylinders. Everyone is playing the best basketball they've ever played. And today it was just a disgusting basketball to watch. Like, Max Strus was the only one who cared until they checked in Keon Ellis, and then there were 2 Cavs trying. 8 minutes for Tyrese Proctor today. Like, that's a fucking lot of minutes in an elimination game. Just before we move on to the West, out of all these 3 teams, well, maybe who would you be rooting for? Who are you rooting for the rest of the way? Like, are you gonna be rooting for the Knicks against whoever, or do you want Wemby to come through? I'm not gonna do any dishonor to you and say, are you going to be rooting for Oklahoma City? Who are you going for the rest of the way?
I think Wemby and the team that he plays for.
Yeah.
There's like you want the star to win early and like just like kind of break through,
start a dynasty sort of thing.
Yeah, and I think that like, although I don't ever foresee myself rooting against Wemby, I do foresee myself viewing the Spurs as like this untouchable team down the line.
Yeah.
And this might be my last chance to ethically root for them.
Yeah.
You know?
It's like the Warriors in 2015. It was like a happy story and then the villains by the next year.
Yeah, like when, the Warriors, of course. But yeah, the Spurs could so easily parlay a young player, De'Aaron Fox, 2 pick, or however many picks, into star, and then it's like, I can't go for that team that has star and a Wemby.
Yeah. Well, I bring up the Warriors because I remember listening to the Zach Lowe pod, and he was saying how much he just saw like the discourse change from like, oh, look at this like young team, they're so happy. It's like Steph and Clay were like 24, 25, and it's like, wow, and they won a title, and then they went on and won 73 games the next year, and then Zach Lowe said he was at like a dinner with his wife's family. She's Croatian, by the way. And he was just talking to someone about basketball, someone who's like a hyper casual, like doesn't watch it, but just like watches maybe like the national games. And they said, I can't stand that Steph Curry guy, the way he just like shimmies down the court when he does something, like how arrogant of him. And he said it's just unbelievable that someone's just flipped so much, just because the discourse is like, all right, well, they could realistically win or be in the conversation for the next 5 years, and there's just always like the giant killer. So I get what you mean about this. This might be the last year to ethically root for Victor Wembanyama. Last year might have been the last year definitely was the last year to ethically root for Shea and the Thunder if they weren't going against the greatest story in the Indiana Pacers of all time. And then if they didn't do so much weird shit after they won, like putting the gold shoes around his neck and all the quotes.
I reckon that even started at the start of last year for OKC.
Yeah.
Like they had already become so good. And I don't know, man, like, come on, stop, like, the term aura farm gets tossed around very liberally these days. But if you could only use it for one person or team, it's Shane OKC. It's like, why are you trying so hard to look like you don't care?
Yeah.
You're an NBA player winning an MVP. Like, you've gotten... It's like, who are you acting cool to?
Yeah, and what's his sort of, like, down-to-earth moment? Like, KD had the thing where he's, like, saying his mum's the real MVP. Like,
Shea has never had that moment.
He hasn't. Like, you know, like, Steph... It's a bit hard to sort of relate to it, but... Him saying that he used to like go to games with his dad when his dad was playing in the NBA, and it's like, oh, I used to shoot on these rims growing up, and he's always wanted to be a shooter like his dad. Like, that's cute. LeBron obviously, like, you know, rags to riches. There's like,
bro, Harden had one of the worst MVP speeches ever, just because it was just like, what are you saying? But then he has this moment at the end when he's like, man, shout out to my mum. You know, you only get one life, and I'm just happy I'm my mum. And it's just like, that's so sweet.
Yeah. Shea, I guess, you know. I can't say I've watched his MVP acceptance speech at all. I can just go off the trench coats and the watches.
Trench coats. Could he not have told them to wear pants that day? Like Alex Caruso with his pasty legs and like khaki shorts underneath a khaki trench coat is the worst thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, but could you imagine that text in the group chat? It was like, "Hey guys, wear pants today. I got a surprise for you." I before I cast too many dispersions.
Why are we getting measured up? Oh, no reason.
Before I cast too many dispersions, I should probably listen to his acceptance speech before I say like. But even like Dirk Nowitzki just flashes to my head. He grew up shooting into a in Germany in a milk crate that he'd cut the hole at the bottom, and he used to just do fadeaways into that. So it's like, I can think of all these beautiful moments that people have told me, and the aura farming guy, you can't.
Yeah.
Even fellow Canadian Jamal Murray, his dad abusing him with the teacups. Like, that's something.
And that other video.
All NBA Jamal Murray.
Wow.
Is that a good segue to talk about the All NBA teams?
Yeah, I mean, should we also talk about the Spurs Thunder series?
Do you want to talk about that last?
Yeah, sure. So the All NBA teams, they've got 3 of them.
What the heck?
Their third team is underwhelming.
Yeah.
I honestly reckon. Oh, I'm so glad I remembered this. If we got, oh no, this is no, that's actually a completely different thing. But yeah, do you have thoughts on this? I've got one thought really.
I think everyone who made the All NBA team, I think one thing that you can say is that at least they showed up and they played like more than 65 games each. That's clear to me. And it's clear to me that the voters respected availability rather than just the best talent on the court at any one time.
Yeah.
My tongue's firmly in my cheek.
Yeah. So I actually wasn't picking that up until the very end.
We got Shai Gilgeous, Nikola Jokic, Victor Wembanyama, Luka Doncic, Cade Cunningham. Second team, Jaylen Brown, Kawhi Leonard, Donovan Mitchell, Kevin Durant, Jalen Brunson. Kevin Durant, second team. Third team, Tyrese Maxey. Yeah, definitely deserves to be there. Jamal Murray, hard after the playoffs. Jalen Johnson deserves to be there. Jalen Duren, hard after the playoffs, but they won 60 games.
Reg C's award though.
Huh?
Regular season award.
Yeah, Chet Holmgren.
Yeah, and I just do want to say it's just been such an honour to, at the Deep 2, to be the outlet that announces the All NBA teams.
Names not mentioned, and now that I Google NBA All NBA team snub, it is once you take away the people that haven't played 65 games, it's a bit hard. Scotty Barnes, the biggest one that people are talking about. Scotty Barnes himself has been talking about it. I think he was streaming on Twitch and he said that sucks. Karl-Anthony Towns, James Harden, Denny Avdia, and LaMelo Ball. Like that's apart from Scotty, who really looked good also after pushing the eventual Eastern Conference Finals to 7. But once you get rid of the players that haven't played 65 games, it's pretty fucking hard to find some really good basketball players. Yeah, I think that the only mark for me is so there's 100 people that vote on this, and SGA and Nikola Jokic received 100 first team votes, meaning that they received 0 votes for the second and third teams, and that all of the voters voted them in the first team. Victor Wembanyama's number is not 100. Yeah.
It's 99.
Yeah.
And that person either voted for Jaylen Brown, Kawhi Leonard, or Donovan Mitchell above Victor Wembanyama.
Yeah.
And it's like, we've said this multiple times before. There was the year that LeBron didn't win unanimous MVP, and the fool who voted for Carmelo Anthony was dumb enough to go on ESPN First Take, and I actually think he might not have worked another day in his life in the NBA after that. But I think if we apply the same logic, we're at the very least just take that guy's vote away.
yeah, that's his punishment.
Yeah.
One of my favorite things about All NBA voting and All Star voting is looking at the guys who didn't make the team but still got votes. Denny was the highest vote tallier who didn't make the cut. So Chet Holmgren he had the lowest amount of total votes to make an All NBA team.
At 87.
He had 87.
And for reference, 500 for Shai and Jokic.
Denny had 26, so it was a big drop off. Karl-Anthony Towns had 14. Scotty Barnes had 9. James Harden 6. Alperen Şengün 6. LaMelo Ball 5. Steph Castle 5.
Wow, that's a bit of disrespect on Steph Castle's name.
Steph Castle got 1 second team vote and 2 third team votes.
Wow, that's really interesting.
That's insane.
And
then there's Bam Adebayo, Derek White, Cooper Flagg, Brandon Ingram, and Evan Mobley.
That's crazy how far behind the pack Scotty Barnes was.
Yeah.
What do you have, 9 or 14?
9. He had 80 fewer votes than Chet Holmgren.
Yeah, that's wow. Who would you rather have on your team?
But also, it's hard to say swap their teams, but you swap their teams and there's That's too hard to say.
I mean, I might be saying it a little bit later. Let's just say that. What are your thoughts, feelings, and emotions on the All NBA teams?
Again, I think we need to abolish the 65-game rule.
Would you do a 60 or just none?
None. Like you just don't get votes. Like if you're Joel Embiid and you played 40 games at an MVP level, you probably don't make an All NBA team because your team's winning 49 games. Kawhi Leonard's second team sort of surprised me, but then I looked at the third team and thought, well, the only guy I could feasibly swap was Tyrese Maxey. Kevin Durant being on the second team, but then the only guy he could feasibly swap. It's sort of it was that fifth All NBA team that was the big one. That was the Cade Cunningham.
The fifth All NBA team?
The fifth slot on the first All NBA team.
Oh, yeah.
That was the main point of inflection between Jaylen Brown and Cade Cunningham. But I'm fine. Like, it's so fine.
Yeah. And then, was it Luka got the exemption, right?
Yeah. And Cade. Because Cade had a popped lung. But what is the point of the 65-game rule if you can get injured and be exempt?
Yeah.
Because Luka was away for the birth of his child, who, for what it's worth, he wasn't in the room for.
Okay.
So
he was just catching up on some sleep.
No, because he's got the stuff with his ex-wife, where she's not letting him see his kids, but he wanted to be there for the birth, but she didn't let him into the room.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm glad we know that about his life.
And Cade, a pop lung seems horrible.
Yeah.
It was a punctured lung, which I guess it doesn't pop, but horrible.
Yeah, I just can't remember in the past any players like who played 55 games getting voted in that I was like, damn, how dare they vote for that player. Yeah. I think the longevity and like the amount of games you play kind of plays a part anyway. Like all of this stuff is so random and subjective anyway, but like it's definitely better than having a third team that has Maxey, Murray, Johnson, Duran, and Holmgren, you know? Yeah. Like that is the solution. If the solution's for the first team, then albeit, but like, imagine telling someone, hey, Chet Holmgren's the 15th best player in the league.
Yeah, I think that one's actually maybe the most defensible. That and Tyrese Maxey. I think they deserve third team,
Jalen Johnson. Take your pick of the third team.
Yeah. Definitely Jamal Murray's the weakest of the crop.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Yeah, it's hard. This is also I don't have the stat in front of me, but this is the most new names, most first-time All-NBA guys.
Oh, cool.
For X number of years. Hey, how good's that stat?
Hang the banner.
You keep talking for a second. I'll get the exact stat for you.
Well, I got nothing more to say about these
crap.
teams, but I do have a I feel like I have a lot to say about. So, this Chet v. Wemby thing, and that might be, as they say, a perfect segue. I'm not sure how much I'm buying it. Chet and Wemby,
that they're rivals.
Yeah, they're rivals.
Well, the thing with Wemby saying that they're not rivals is pretty good because they're not, but they have been playing against each other since they were like 13.
Yeah, so 4 years.
Yeah, but like they were similar age prospects, like they're the exact same play styles. Like that's the comparison that they've always been compared to one another.
But I think where I stand on it is like, first of all, maybe Spurs Thunder becomes a rivalry, but Chet Wemby, I just don't know if you can have a rivalry if you're in like two different tiers.
Yeah, 100%.
Or like there's probably like 3 tiers that separate them, maybe 2. But I think there's a really good like narrative that's missing from like NBC and ESPN's coverage, which is like, what about Shea v. Wemby? Because Shea was never like, it was never fully like it's Shea time. Like even last year, I feel like Jokic was still like hot on his heels. This season was the first time it was like, okay, Shea's clearly the MVP now. He's clearly the best player in the league, and now that we're in the Western Conference Finals, that might not even last a month or 2 months.
If Wemby wins,
Wemby wins, then it's like it's his. Far out that hurt. It's just his until forever.
But like the sort of crown of best player in the world has actually sort of flipped like twice or 3 times already in this series. Like game 1, it was like, oh my god, Wemby had the shot where Steph Curry hit the shot. He put up 40 and 23 or whatever, 42 and 23. But then Shea came out and confidently won the game and had 35 points himself. Game 3, he had like 14 assists or something. But then the Spurs just ran away with the game 4. So you could, you might be done at the end of the series because Victor's going to be another year older, another year stronger, another year mature, and he is only 22 years old. But at the moment, I think it is flip-flopping. Would you agree? It's flip-flopping?
Well, I think it's more like it feels like Shea's been running for that crown for the last maybe 3 years to be like the guy, like number one, and
there was a discussion heading into the playoffs. Is it Jokic? Because Jokic could just carry his team to the Western Conference Finals.
Yeah, so I just think there's never been like a clear-cut time for Shea to like establish himself as that. Maybe he did that from last year's ring to halfway through this year, or whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know. It just feels like he was gunning for that and to be there for years.
Yeah.
And it might be like done before it started. And I just think it's just I feel like, I think my point is, why are they not like playing on that, and why are they so focused on Chet Wemby?
True. Yeah, the guy averaging like 14 points. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's also hard to be the best player in the NBA. And like Luka Doncic, right? Like he was billed as like he's going to win the next 5 MVPs. And it's like, if I told you he never won an MVP, you'd be like, yeah, I believe that.
Yeah, the streets will remember Luka Doncic.
Right? But it's like he made the finals, and it's like he had the world at his fingertips, and it all just fell apart. And he got traded, and now it's like he can barely play 65 games. And are they going to build a team around him, or does LeBron want to stay another year? And then maybe it's a waste of optimizing a roster around Luka. Let's talk about the series.
Yeah,
I've recorded 4-5 podcasts and talked about this exact topic. So take the floor.
The Spurs and the Thunder.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, Marco, what a series. We are currently at 2-2. I've got here written AJ Williams. The J stands for J. Now, I hate to say it, but I don't. The officiating. So I feel like we've gotten to the point as fans where a fair whistle is now against OKC.
Yeah.
I thought the whistle in Game 4 was awesome. It sucks how much the officiating in every sport impacts the outcome of a game.
Mm-hmm.
But it was so refreshing to see, like, a team that was clearly hunting for fouls, not getting rewarded for them. The Thunder are pretty banged up right now. I think the loss of... It's interesting, because, like, the loss of... or playing without either Williams, being Jalen, far out, J-Dub or being J-Dub or AJ. Jalen Williams and AJ Mitchell being out. It's been pretty cool to see how Jared McCain stepped up in Game 3.
Yeah.
And not Caruso. Who else? Who was ball handling? Oh, Isaiah Joe. I feel like had some good stretches.
Yeah. Or Aaron Wiggins.
Maybe. Well, one of those players.
God,
but I think.
Deep.
Well, I actually think. And this goes back to my boy Shea. Can you believe I'm saying that? I think this is all just showing how good he is.
Yeah.
Because it's like, just put anyone. Like, put anyone that can dribble the ball and get to a spot that they have been comfortable with at some point in their life.
Yeah.
And they'll do it.
They also missed so many shots. Like, they were
in G4?
Yeah, in Game 4. There were 6 of 33. And some of those, like... the ugly Jalen Williams. Some of his threes were quite open. Jared McCain was 1 of 10 from the floor, or 5 from 3.
Yeah.
They lost by 20 points, but it was...
Yeah. It felt like the tall Jalen Williams, he had 2 pretty polar games with shooting, and I feel like they balanced each other out. Because I was thinking, like, what would happen if he had just, like, 2 of 5 games?
Yeah.
Then what happens in either of these games?
Yeah.
But the OKC are unbelievable. I think the other thing that I don't like about their attitude to fouling is they're the best team.
Yeah.
Like, they're not the team that has this, like, massive flaw or this massive hole that they fill with getting to the free throw line and with defending physically. They have the best team.
Yeah.
Like, they have, like, incredible coaching and, like, great depth in every single position. They're not the team that needs to do it. They're not this, like if the Cavs baited for more fouls, you'd be like, oh, that evens the playing field.
Yeah.
Whereas with OKC, it just like pushes them further away.
And in a regular season victory, the Thunder aren't winning because they get to the line. Like, yeah, Shea gets to the line, however many times he does a game, but they're not winning games against, like, Washington on a random Tuesday because they're like, oh, well, they just won the foul game. Like, they could not shoot a single free throw and they would beat a lot of bad teams because they're that talented and they're that good on defense. So, yeah, you're completely right. To get to the playoffs and be, like, complaining as much as they are, it's a very hard.
And how dare they complain?
Yeah.
And you posted about, Jay Epstein saying that quote about, like, when OKC fans are saying refs you suck. Like, what are we doing here? Like, what are you, like, how dare you? Like, also, that's another thing I wanted to say. Fans versus fans. The Spurs have swept the Thunder. It's 4-0. Like, I can't believe how epic the Spurs are from before tip-off to, the fans sitting behind Mitch Johnson to their old lady. The nuns.
Yeah.
I mean, can you believe nuns resurrected Luke Cornett's image?
Can you say big old San Antonio with your Charles Barkley voice?
No, I'm too nervous.
You've left it outside. But the whole soccer chants, and Wemby has done this himself. Like 2 years ago, Wemby started like the whatever the fuck his fan zone's called. Like he started a fan zone. And he started doing the clapping, and he said, "Hey guys, these are a few songs they use in soccer in Europe. Just remember them." And it's like, what's the Desire song? We ride Desire. So they're playing
Will
that.
Griggs on fire.
Yeah.
Is
And because they're basketball fans, they don't have any creativity. They're not adding new words to that, but it's a cool song.
Yeah.
It's good to play when you go to a timeout, as opposed to like Fall Out Boy for 5 minutes while some cheerleaders dance in jackets.
Yeah. Also the flopper chant, unbelievable.
Yeah.
I can't believe how well, like, I don't know, I think maybe that's something that's been missing from the playoffs is, like, I don't know, I just haven't thought about the fans in a while. Like last year, I liked that the Pacers kind of got everyone involved. Not really the fans per se, but who's that guy he's not Dan Patrick. I don't know what his name is. He got asked to like hype up the crowd in the finals last year against OKC, and he was like swearing. Yeah. Like when he had the mic that was connected to the PA. And then the Knicks fans are always like super loud and they travel.
I always think about that Stavros pod when it was like the first playoffs with Julius Randle as their best player, and it was right after COVID, and then there was the vaccinated section and then unvaccinated section. Do you remember this story?
No.
And he goes, man, like the fucking energy in New York right now, like we've just come out of lockdown. It's like, and to be fair, like we were still in lockdown because the virus was still around, but because we've just come out of lockdown, everyone's fucking ready to spend, like, blah, blah, blah. And they'd separated the seats into vaccinated seats and unvaccinated seats in a closed space, which was quite funny. And then he was sitting next to his the mate, and then he turns to his right, and the guy's like, "The Knicks are back, baby!" And he says, like, "Do you want a bump?" And he goes, "Oh yeah, no, I'm good, man. Like I've got my, I'm alright." And he goes, "It's just like mad respect to this guy. Like he was one of the top 50 percentile of Americans get vaccinated," and he immediately goes to a Knicks game and does lines courtside.
Unreal. And Starvey was courtside.
Yeah.
Starvey
not courtside, but in the inner bowl.
Right. Yeah. But yeah, so the thing with the Spurs is like the personality in the crowd. I feel like that's what's been missing.
And the colours. It's nice to see a team wear shirts. And Cleveland, like, God rest their soul, they have some of the worst playoff shirts ever. Like
the diff.
The diff, but remember, like, do it for the Lund. And when you pronounce Cleveland, you don't pronounce it land.
Yeah, nice.
The shirts in Game 4 were white shirts that say "I love CLE," as in like in the "I love New York" style. But then because so many Knicks fans flooded the stadium, and like, it was really cool in Games 3 and 4 to hear the Knicks fans chant. In Cleveland, but they're wearing a shirt that's like poking fun of New York, but then you're sort of an embarrassment of a team right now, and the chants are almost just as loud for the other team. I also just have a what's the opposite to sore spot? I also have a
Schadenfreude gland.
Yeah, well, I was gonna say like a really healthy spot for making fun of the Cavs.
Right. Okay.
What with my years of going against them.
Yeah. Right.
It'll be a cool fan off with those big old San Antonio fans, and then just Timothy Shamalama Ding Dong.
Yeah, so
jumping up and down with one of the Jenners.
So the Oklahoma City Thunder, right? we're currently at 2-2 in this series. I feel like after game 2, there was like chatter about like there's no way the refs are going to let OKC do it again.
Yeah.
And then they did in game 3. It was disgusting.
Yeah.
All right, this is the other thing. Umpires. Isaiah Hartenstein is not even trying to not foul.
Yeah.
He's doing it on every possession. Now, there's also the train of thought like, oh, put the refs in a difficult position. They're not going to call them all. Call them all.
Yeah.
Don't like. I understand if like you're defending the ball and you're like making plays on the ball and you're not going to call all of them. But if your player is blatantly not, making plays on the ball, grabbing his opponent the entire time, that's not like. I'm sorry to say, that's not basketball. That's not why we're watching. Like, it's like, why not? What's the harm in calling every foul? What's the harm in Isaiah Hartenstein getting fouled out at the end of the first quarter? If that's what he's going to do.
Yeah, and that's why we're so up in arms and so angry in the group chat, because it is bullshit. Like, if this happened to either one of our favourite basketball teams, we'd be like, what the hell? Why are you grabbing Quinton Post like that, right? It's... it's sickening.
Why are you grabbing Will Riley like that?
Yeah, it's really bad. And then I had a coach that used to say, put your umpires in situations where they're uncomfortable.
Like Marcus Rashford, huh?
Yeah,
that's my favourite saying.
They're doing it, and the refs seem uncomfortable. And it was just a little clip that went crazy on Twitter, but. The ref walking past like J-Dub who'd fallen on the ground or someone and helped him up. So it was like an OKC player and like Tony Brothers helping up the Thunder player on the ground. Such a bad look. They should just understand the discourse around refs in the Thunder right now and not help up the Thunder player. Especially because as a ref, you're completely allowed to just walk past someone on the ground.
Bro, also Tony Brothers like arced up to Chris Finch.
Yeah.
Just a couple of weeks ago.
That was extremely unprofessional, and Chris Finch is probably I don't want to be a ref ever in my life, but I would absolutely not want to be a ref against Chris Finch. He hates him. He hates those blokes in grey.
Come on, you blokes in grey. I feel like Chris Finch. There's like a harmlessness about the way he looks though, where I'd be able to be like, Chris, you're not going to get anything of this. Whereas, take a freaking... Like a Quinn Snyder. I don't think he gets that angry at refs. But, if he got, that forehead vein popping, I'd be I'm fearing for my life.
Yeah, he also looks like he's, supernatural of sorts. If I told you Quinn Snyder could, make it rain in Idaho, you'd be like, fair enough.
Quinn Snyder. Yeah, he was the Rain Man, funnily enough, of the NBA when he was with Utah, and then he just kind of turned into a pretty pedestrian coach.
I would push back on that and say he took over a team with Trae Young as the best player, and Trae Young who wants to be what Trae Young is. And since they traded Trae Young, the team, in this tiny sample size we've had of them without Trae Young, it has been quite Rain Man-y, quite revolutionary.
Fantastic.
Dyson Daniels playing the 5, right, on offense. Jalen, just putting secondary ball handlers around Jalen Johnson. I think it has been... I think you're selling him short, but I completely understand that it has only been 6 months of non-Trae Young Hawks basketball.
Yeah.
Does that bode well for your bad coach with Trae Young joining your basketball team?
Bro, Brian Keefe... Well,
why is he still there?
Because, who would we get?
Literally, get Tom Thibodeau tomorrow. Just get a guy who's not gonna be a finisher coach, but is okay.
Yeah, but I don't know. I'm just
there's good assistants.
Brian Keefe
as well.
Has to stay as a development coach.
Yeah,
he's been critical in their development.
Yeah, you've said this on this podcast before.
Yeah. So does he? Is there an understanding when you're the interim and when we get the coach you're going back to this role?
I don't know.
Because it's how do you? He needs to stay in some capacity. I'm not against if he stays for the start of the season to see how he goes with these players that he's developed. He's been the one developing these pieces before he was the head coach. What's the harm in letting him coach 20 games?
Because look at the Charlotte Hornets, right? They hired the best assistant, Charles Lee, who was the assistant behind Joe Mazzulla, and then Ime Udoka before that in Boston. I was like, okay, this is, and like Will Hardy also in Boston, just by chance. These guys are like the top assistants, and you just give them a go. And if it doesn't work, like Darvin Ham was also a top assistant. If it doesn't work, then you just roll the dice again. But if you can hit and you can get Will Hardy, someone who we all look at as like, okay, you're the next coach. Chris Quinn has been rumoured to go places. He's the Miami Heat lead assistant. Sean Sweeney.
Yeah, big Sean Sweeney.
Yeah, defensive coach for Spurs right now, but was also the coach under Jason Kidd in Dallas.
And what the reason that, like, because Brian Keefe was the assistant, you're saying because he's the assistant of
Washington.
Wes Unseld Jr.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I don't know, man.
And we've seen, man, like if like Jordi Fernandez, right? Always.
But hang on, actually, we did this with Wes Unseld Jr.
Yeah, you did. Do it again. Just keep rolling the dice.
I think Keefe would be a better coach than Wes.
Would you? But don't go back to Wes. Keep trying to find another top assistant. Just keep because once you have this coach, it's like, okay, the coach is done. Now let's focus on, like, now we only have to focus on the basketball product.
Yeah, that's true.
Like Chris Finch was an assistant under Nick Nurse, right? So then you get Chris Finch, and now Minnesota has their most winning coach of all time. But it's like, that's not a question anymore. He's going to be there for another 10 years. Jordi Fernandez, even though Brooklyn's been bad, they're overperforming their talent and they're developing guys.
Yeah, I think that's the other thing is, like, there was a clear directive to tank from Washington.
Yeah.
I mean, spoiler alert.
And you've tunk.
Yeah, and we've tunk. But was his toolbox? His toolbox was not good last year.
Yeah, but look at Brooklyn. Look at Brooklyn. They won too many games, and who's their third best player?
Your boy.
Yeah.
Nick Claxton.
Yeah, Noah Clowney.
Yeah.
Right? It's like, you look at Noah Clowney and you're like, awesome, you might have like a stretch 5 off the bench for the next few years to come.
Yeah.
No one cares, but...
Yeah, well, but off the Wizards for a second. You're
always talking about them.
Back to the Western Conference Finals, because I feel like I'm not even touching, like, what's happening on the court, because I would love to get to the Spurs at some point. But now I got slammed in the chat for saying that I don't think that AJ Williams, the J stands for J, should be a sub All-Star. Now I
think he should be an All-Star?
I think he shouldn't be an All-Star or a sub All-Star.
Yeah.
And I just think it's getting a bit ridiculous and getting a bit away from us. Because, like, how many sub All-Stars can there be?
Do you mean, like...
If there's 24 All-Stars...
Define it, though. You're saying this guy's, like, on the periphery.
Yeah, and I'm saying he's not on the periphery of being an All-Star.
Yeah.
This is what Thinking Basketball said, the boys.
Yeah.
They said that he should be a sub All-Star, which is effectively a player who's just outside of the All-Star picture. Now, I think that is ridiculous. I don't know, and also with sub All-Stars, there probably needs to be a parameter, like, after the 24 All-Stars, how many more can we include as sub All-Stars? 20?
Yeah.
There's no way he's there. There's no way he's in that crop of players.
Yeah.
So, like, I closed these tabs.
I think it's just being early on a guy, right? So it's like he was 5th and 6th man of the year for an extremely deep team where you could feasibly say there's like 3 guys ahead of him, and he's playing well. And I think the reason why Thinking Basketball was talking about him as sub All-Star is because he's proven it in the playoffs
against Luke Kennard and John McLaughlin. But I went to the last 5 years of guys that came 5th and 6th man of the year.
Ooh,
we got Naz Reid.
Can I almost guess some?
Oh, well, guess who's your first guess for last year?
Well, last year, who was 5th? Yeah. I don't know.
Naz Reid. Year before.
So what year was that?
23-4.
I'm gonna kill the radio vibe if I continue to guess, so I'm gonna stop.
Oh yeah, it's a tough one. It's not even picking who number 1 was.
Joe Ingles.
Bogdan Bogdanovic.
Yep.
Malik Monk, Luke Kennard, your boy, and Tim Hardaway Jr.
Yeah.
Now, from that crop, Naz Reid might be a sub All-Star.
Yeah.
Bogdan Bogdanovic?
No.
Huh, that's funny. So 1 for 2. Malik Monk.
How old were those guys?
Just whatever age it says there.
Yeah, awesome. What age were they?
30. So, in order from Naz Reid to Tim Hardaway, 25. In order from Naz Reid to Tim Hardaway Jr., this is the ages that each of these players were when they were 5th and 6th man of the year voting. 25, 30, 23, 25, and 28.
AJ Mitchell's 23, and it's his second year.
Well, there you go. So he's right on line with Malik Monk.
Yeah.
Who entered the NBA when he was 4 years old, apparently.
It's actually kind of... He's like still 26.
Yeah. He's a real James Ennis type. Only a little younger. So I think there's just got to be like a limit to how many sub all-stars you can have. That's one. Two is, I think what I said earlier about how you can just kind of copy and paste second best player on OKC and they'll look good next to Shea.
Yeah.
Three, and this isn't even about my boy AJ Williams, the J stands for J. This is about J-Dub. Now, if I'm another team, I would steer clear, I think.
Of J-Dub?
Yeah.
What if you're another team, would you steer into AJ Mitchell just as a flyer?
I don't know, man. Is he? Yeah, I assume he's on a rookie deal.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, then,
Like
I think that's the difference. I think that's what, like a $30 million difference between J-Dub and AJ Mitchell.
Yeah, I was going to try and name some sub all-stars, but I'm actually not going to do that.
Well,
I just saw the words Trey Murphy the third, and I was like, nah, let's continue talking about something else.
Well, it's funny that you should bring up sub all-stars, because I was looking at the three teams that are remaining in the playoffs, being the Knicks, the Spurs, and the Thunder. And there's so many sub all-stars that are like way better than AJ Mitchell. Like OG Anunoby.
Yeah.
Clearly better. That's a tier above.
Yeah. OG Anunoby, like 29, 30 years old.
Yeah.
That's 7 years older than AJ Mitchell.
That's
okay.
Fine.
I think I'm actually having a different conversation. I'm looking at it as a potential player.
Yeah, okay, but not yet.
Yeah, not immediately.
Yeah, so
I think the flashes he's proven, if the opportunity comes for your Wizards and my Warriors to trade...
Even for the Warriors.
Yeah, to trade for AJ Mitchell.
I think J Mitchell.
We would both be like, oh my god, yeah, awesome. Like let's do that. That's an insanely good flyer on a guy who's played well at the highest level.
Yeah,
but,
that's true.
Yeah, you're also saying, is he as good as OG Anunoby right now? No. Yeah.
And the other thing I'm saying, my final point in all of this is, are these guys all just Jeremy Grant? Look great, like unbelievable next to
Jokic,
a transcendent player.
Yeah.
And when you put them next to
Scoot Henderson.
Yeah. I couldn't even think of a player from Portland. Yeah. Are they gonna look, all of a sudden when you don't have this like walking MVP who
we'll cut that off.
Who is in Shea, who is getting good minutes out of Isaiah Joe and Aaron Wiggins, in Jokic, who's getting, Christian Brown is a $125 million player. Yeah. So, I don't know. I think I just pump the brakes on all of this stuff and, look at what's around them, look at the infrastructure. Like, even, Chet and Hartenstein being, an unbelievably good big rotation. Like, none of these things are guaranteed. And, all these guys that come in as that second scorer, they have so much freedom with so much... Like Alex Caruso, he's been unbelievable. I would have him as a sub all-star above AJ Williams, and I wouldn't even have him as a sub all-star.
So you said J-Dub, you said I'd steer clear of him. Did these injuries scare you? Is that what you're saying?
No, I just don't think... I think that the fit is great for him right now. I think that I'm just seeing... I actually think I'm seeing how good Shea... I'm appreciating how good Shea is more this postseason than I have in the past. Yeah. Because he keeps doing it with no matter what's happening around him.
So J-Dub was an all-star last year and he was playing he was really good, and he's been really good when he's played. He played 33 games this year. Yeah. Dealing with injuries, an injury he had in the finals last year, and he played through it. And I think you're a bit off Jones there. He's been a really good basketball player. It's just he has been injured for 12 months of our life, and it's hard to say. Oh, but remember when he did this in game 1 when he came back before he got injured, or game 2 as well. He looked really good, and he looked like he was hitting shots. He was beating his opponent, and obviously, to go to your point, playing with Shea means that your opponent is De'Aaron Fox, not Stephen Castle. But what's a second fiddle, right? There's always going to be a second best player in the team.
No, I think if you're bringing in someone like who's a team that's buying? Who's a team that doesn't really have an all-star that's buying? Brooklyn. Don't sell yourself on J-Dub. Yeah. Don't think that he's going to do it next to Scoot Henderson.
Yeah. I would if I were Brooklyn and it came to me that I can get J-Dub, I would get him. Like, would you rather the 7th pick this year or J-Dub?
I wish I knew more about draft.
I can tell you about Keaton Wagler.
Oh, please do. I mean J-Dub.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, they're very hypothetical conversations we're having.
Yeah.
Which is fun.
Yeah. But wait, maybe we should do 5 minutes on these Spurs and your boy Stephon Castle.
Yeah.
I want to give you a chance to just have a mulligan on him.
Oh, and then just say, like, I think he's actually good.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny you talk about how good players look when they're next to a transcendent offensive and defensive player, because Steph Castle lives in a world where he can be as aggressive as he wants on defense, and it almost doesn't matter, because when the player beats him and drives to the paint, they've got the best defensive player you and I have ever seen ever on the court behind him. That forces teams, like, not even like at a Rudy Gobert level, to not shoot shots in the paint. It just forces them just to keep dribbling. It doesn't even become a potential shot in the paint. I think that's making him look a lot better as a defender, because he can be so aggressive defensively. I think it's even making someone like Devin Vassell, who hasn't traditionally been a good defender, look really good on defense, because if you only have to defend 70% of the total area, because that 30% is just going to be Wemby around the paint, and then all of a sudden,
we've heard this.
and all of a sudden your mental game is just keeping them off the 3-point line. I think you can look a lot better. I'm not saying that Steph Castle is a bad player. I think he's a developing offensive player who has had some struggles going against one of the best defenses we've seen in OKC with the turnovers, and he will be good. But I'm not like, if I had to pick him and another sub all-star type player, like, I'm definitely not going to be that guy who voted him third team All-NBA. I think he can get to an All-NBA level, but someone like Dylan Harper, I think, is going to be a better player when it's all said and done.
Yeah, I mean, the first name that I was going to mention wasn't even Wemby for that. I was going to say De'Aaron Fox just completely nullifies all those turnovers that Castle got in the first 2 games. The cost-benefit analysis of that was pretty self-explanatory. Also, is it Justin or Julian Champagnie? Like,
you've got Justin on your favourite basketball team.
Yeah, bro. Julian Champagnie has just been so garbage.
What did you say in the chat?
Make a shot, maybe something like that.
He's the Justin Champagnie.
Oh yeah, Julian Champagnie is the Julian Champagnie of Julian Champagnies.
What do you want him to do, actually?
Hit a 3.
Yeah, come on.
In the last 3 games, he has hit a grand total of 3 out of total attempts. We're at 13 plus another 7, 20. He's hit 3 out of 23s in the last 3 games.
Wow, that's horrible.
Keldon Johnson has also...
He's so bad.
It's really dicey whenever you see him shoot the ball. But to Steph Castle, Dylan Harper, and their pursuit of the rim and just keeping on attacking the rim, I just think obviously they're better and they're doing all these things more easily because of Wemby. But then also the offense they generate and just running down the court and like getting 8 to 12 easy points every night, every game is I think that's really invaluable.
Again, you can do it because if you do run down the court and you're not back on defense, if it's not a 3, it's going to be a well-defended shot because of Wemby.
Yeah, true. I also haven't minded how Stephon Castle is attacking his like direct opponent and then like getting to like middies. Like I always think they should miss, but he kind of hits them pretty consistently.
I would love to fast forward 5 years and see what he looks like. What's his like complete offensive game? Because right now it's like he's a jack of all trades. Where it's like Dylan Harper, it's like, okay, you're going to be a killer, or you're going to be like Jalen Brunson. You're going to be like a more athletic, funky finishing Jalen Brunson with a little bit worse of a jump shot, unless something happens, right? I don't really know what Stephon Castle is going to look like.
Yeah, true.
Like who's someone who's just good at everything. Like he's like Devin Booker, but he's even got he's got a sort of like shade mid game. Who's someone who's like good at everything but not elite.
There's only one name that's coming to mind, and I think it's a horrible comp, but it's Russell Westbrook.
I was thinking like Franz Wagner.
For Steph Castle.
Yeah.
But it's not as explosive. I'm thinking of like an explosive...
You think Wagner's more explosive than...
No, I'm saying Castle is explosive.
Yeah. But sort of, when you look at their offensive games, it's like they do it all. both good 3-point shooters. They both can hit middies. They both can finish at the paint. Tall for their position. Both can pass. Yeah, but then obviously like Franz isn't going to pop off and dunk on Isaiah Hartenstein like he did. So just ignore that explosive dunk. It's I think that's almost a pretty good comp. I'm going to pat myself on the back.
Explosive dunk aside. All right. Well, do you want to finish on some 2 truths or 1 lie, or a question? Would you rather Mark Williams or DeAndre Ayton?
2 truths, 1 lie.
All right.
I'd rather Mark Williams.
So, PSG holds the record for the most consecutive top flight titles, having won 9 in a row. PSG has won the UEFA Champions League title and remaining a dominant European force. They have never won the competition.
What?
Wait, hang on, I messed that one up. PSG has won a UEFA Champions League title, and PSG was founded in 1970 after a merger between Paris FC and Stade Saint-Germain. 2 truths, 1 lie. What's the lie?
The first one's the lie.
About holding the record for most consecutive.
Yeah.
No, the lie is PSG has won the UEFA Champions League.
They did last year.
Despite reaching the final in 2020 and remaining a dominant European force, they have never won the competition.
You asked AI this because they won last year.
Oh my god, that video that AI is referencing is from 2021.
Bro, they won last year. They
All right.
beat Milan 5-0.
True Truths, 1 Lie, Arsenal edition. Arsenal was originally founded in 1886 by a group of munitions workers in Woolwich as Dial Square.
Wow.
Arsenal went on an entire 38-game Premier League season without a single defeat.
Yeah, that's true.
The club's official mascot, Gunnosaurus, was nearly made redundant in 2020 as a cost-cutting measure.
Well, the middle one's true. I'm gonna say the first one about the munitions is false.
Correct.
Yeah, because the Gunnosaurus is so absurd.
Gunnosaurus. It was very supported by players like Mesut Ozil.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, well, next time we speak, Lucas, you might have watched the Champions League final.
I won't have, but yeah, sounds good to me.
Thanks for coming on the pod. Speak to you next time.
Yeah, bye.